Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Ross. I recently reviewed an informed consent document from an elementary school in Woodlawn, Maryland, as I am a resident of Maryland. Now, according to informed consent, confidentiality, and practitioner disclosure in therapeutic work with youth by Morse 2022, informed consent is a fundamental process that ensures clients understand the nature of the counseling relationship and the services being offered. It involves providing clients with clear and comprehensive information that allows them to make educated decisions about their participation in therapy. Now, here's a comparison of its content with the recommendations from the ACA Code of Ethics, the ASCA Ethical Standards for School Counselors, and my state board rules and regulations. Now, for the comparison piece, it started off with confidentiality, or I'm going to start off with confidentiality. For the informed consent document, it clearly outlined confidentiality, stating that information shared by students will be kept confidential except in situations involving harm to self or others or if mandated by law. It went to services provided, and in that session, it provided a brief overview of the types of services available, which in this case, it was individual counseling, group sessions, and crisis intervention. It went over limitation of services as well. In the document, it addressed limitations, including that counseling is not a substitute for psychiatric treatment. It went over parental consent, which in the document, it included a section requiring parental consent for minors. Emergency procedures was in the document, and in the form, it mentioned emergency procedures and what steps will be taken if a crisis arises. Now, my reaction to the informed consent form. Overall, the informed consent document I reviewed communicated the essential information clearly and concisely. However, there were areas for improvement. I'll cover that in the additions and removals section. I'll start off with additions. Now, personally, I would recommend including a clearer section about the potential for digital communication, especially in remote counseling scenarios. I believe that it's important to inform students about the use of technology and any associated risks regarding privacy. Now, from my Christian perspective, I would like to be as clear as possible about the benefits, risks, and limitations, because I believe that that will establish the goal to empower clients to make informed decisions about trust and a mutual respect between myself and their parents. I just experienced some things prior to the pandemic with digital communication with students, and things took a left turn. So I would really like to add in that piece to my own informed consent. The removals, I would remove some of that legal communication. I believe that it could be simplified to enhance understanding for students and parents who may not be familiar with counseling terminology. That was also given to me by Morse 2022. And for clarity, the form communicated most of the information in an understandable manner. However, employing more visuals such as infographics could further help younger students grasp the concepts of confidentiality and services available. And in conclusion, while this informed consent document aligns well with ethical guidelines and state regulations, improving clarity and accessibility would enhance its effectiveness for students and their parents. Thank you.